Welcome, night owls, to Tales to Tell, the channel where stories come alive after dark. Here we explore 4 realms of imagination. Terrifying tales to tell for those who crave chills and whispers in the dark. Romantic reads to ravish for hearts that ache, burn and bloom. Fantasy fables to follow for dreamers who walk between worlds. And sci-fi stories to self-indulge for minds that drift beyond the stars. Tonight's story from our Terrifying Tales to Tell collection is called The Echo in Room 313. In the mist-veiled islands of Bridgeridge, sound engineer Callum Hayes arrives at the Glenmore Hotel, a forgotten relic nestled between pine forests and fog. He's there to capture silence. Not just quiet, but the pure, untouched stillness of nature. At check-in, the receptionist hesitates. Room 313? She repeats, it's rarely used. Callum insists he needs isolation. The room is cold. The walls hum faintly. He sets up his gear, calibrates the mics, and sleeps. That night, the playback reveals faint sobbing and whispers, a voice, his own, pleading for help. But he never spoke. Over the next 2 nights, the recordings grow louder. The voice mimics his speech from earlier in the day, but twisted and layered and reversed. He digs into the hotel's history. Room 313 was once part of a government-funded experiment. The sensory deprivation chambers designed to study the effects of silence on the human mind. Patients were left alone for weeks. Many never recovered. On the 4th night, Callum records live. The voice returns. I just needed quiet, it says. Then the walls begin to pulse. The next morning, his room is empty. His gear remains and is still recording. The final file contains only breathing and a whisper, I'm still here. Story 2. Reflections of the Forgotten. In the decaying outskirts of Gravmore, 4 teens, Lila, Marcus, Theo and June, break into the long-abandoned Ashcroft Manor. The dare is simple. Spend 1 hour inside, no phones and no lights. Inside, they find a ballroom cloaked in dust. At its centre stands a towering mirror, rimmed and tarnished in silver and etched with ruins. They laugh and pose, but the mirror doesn't reflect them as they are. Lila sees herself older, gaunt, eyes are hollow. Marcus's reflection bleeds from the mouth, and Theo's smiles, but his teeth are missing. June's reflection turns its back. Then the reflections begin to move independently. Marcus's reflection steps forward. He screams and vanishes. The others panic. The mirror shows only 3 reflections now. They find a journal buried in the manor's library. It belonged to the Alaric Ashcroft, a grieving occultist who believed mirrors could trap grief. He built the mirror to hold, one by one, the teens are claimed. The manor is sealed again, but the mirror remains. And if you stand too close, you might see someone else staring back. Someone who looks just like you, but isn't. Story 3. The Crawl Space. Home Inspector Darren Cole begins his livestream walkthrough of a newly purchased colonial house in Hollows Creek. His audience is small but loyal. They love his calm demeanour and his quirky commentary. Everything seems routine until he finds a sealed hatch beneath the crawl space. He opens it up and descends down. The tunnel is narrow and damp and lined with strange symbols. His flashlight flickers. The signal drops in and out. Comments start to flood in. Did you hear that? There's someone behind him. Why is his voice weird? Darren insists he's alone, but his voice begins to change. Deeper, slower and echoing. He finds a chamber, and at its centre a stone altar, bones and candles long burned out. The live stream glitches, his face distorts, his eyes go black, then silence. The stream continues for hours, no movement, just breathing. The house is searched. Darren is never found, but the crawl space remains, and the live stream still loops with a whisper, "Come see for yourself." And that was tonight's tale. Whether it chilled your spine, stirred your heart, sparked your imagination, or bent your reality, thank you for listening. This is Tales to Tell, where stories never sleep. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow night owls. Until next time, keep your lantern lit, your journal open, and your signal strong, because the next tale is already watching.